Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to go over a really cool recipe I have here. This is curried chicken in a stuffed sweet potato. And the way we do this is very simple. I have a tablespoon of curry powder, a teaspoon of onions, a half a teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon of ground pepper, and I have a tablespoon of olive oil. Here I have a half a lime, a half an onion, one full chicken breast. This is 6-ounce breast chopped. And then I have a half a sweet potato. Now this all makes approximately one serving. However, if you were to keep the ingredients the same and add a second chicken breast, you could make 2 halves and continue to keep the integrity of the recipe. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to saute the chicken, we're going to bake off the sweet potato, and then when we saute the chicken, we're then going to add the onions and the rest of the accoutrements, and then finish up by putting this wonderful mixture inside the potato half. Let's go into the saute. Okay, one piece of vegetable prep that we have to do here is the onions. So we're going to just go ahead, cut the lids off the onions there, and then we're going to just cut this in half again and take the skin off, maybe the top peel as well, depending on how it looks. We don't need all of that onion. You're just going to slice the bottom once like that, twice like that, 1, 2, 3, 4. Who needs a machine? And then just go straight down like that so you have nice diced onions. And there you have it. And if you've got a little left over like that, just chop it up like that. Watch your fingers though, folks. Alright, we are ready to cook that chicken. Let's go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add my olive oil. You better believe that. The olive oil is going in there. And then once the olive oil sits on a medium heat right there, I'm just going to go ahead and place my chicken right in there. Oh yeah. Okay, as the chicken is cooking, we're going to go ahead and add the onions. So let's do that now. I'm going to go ahead and dump all those onions in there. Alright, just move that around. Make sure you get all the onions and the chicken completely covered in the oil. That's very important. And if your chicken starts sticking to your pan, it's because your pan is on too high of a heat. So just turn it down a little, okay? All right, next thing we're going to do is go ahead and start adding the rest of our spices and herbs. Okay, when the onions start to get a little translucent, that's when you're ready to start adding the rest of your ingredients. Put the curry powder in first, making sure you distribute that evenly. Then the salt and the pepper. Stir that around. Get all those seasonings evenly distributed. Oh, the smell is wonderful. It's just a beautiful smell there. Excellent. Okay. Now at this point, this is when you make a decision. If you don't have enough liquid in the bowl, or if you don't have enough liquid in the pan, you can go ahead and add maybe a couple of tablespoons of water. You can do that just to give it a little more of a sauce. But you don't have to. That's optional. So there we are. So now you can see it's really starting to make a nice curry sauce there. And that will reduce. That will definitely reduce as we add the rest of our final ingredients. Now the last thing we want to add, of course, is our honey. So let's do that. Oh yeah. Get a nice little sweet flavor in there. And if you wanted to add some desiccated coconut to this as well, you could do that. Or you could use coconut oil in place of olive oil too. But this is a really good recipe the way it is. You just want to let this simmer now for about another 5 to 6 minutes and it'll get nice and thick. I've decided to take my own advice and add a little bit of coconut to this. But like I said, that's completely up to you. But I'd like to do that because it would just put a little more texture in there. But that, of course, is an optional ingredient. Okay, as you can see, it's really nice and sauced up now, so we're going to get ready and put this in our baked potato. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've also added one more little thing just for a garnish in case this is what you'd like to do. But I just took a small scallion and chopped up some scallions. But if you have parsley or if you have maybe, say, some rosemary or some thyme, you can use that too. But I'm going to use the scallions because the onions will go real well with the sauteed onions. I cooked the baked potato. This is a sweet baked potato. And I sliced it in half, as you know. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scoop out a little bit of the inside here, and I'm going to pile in my curry mix into the middle of it and garnish it with my scallions. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to just take a spoon and I'm just going to trace through like that. And it should be quite easy to do this. If it's not, the potato's not cooked well enough. Look at the steam coming off of that. Don't throw this away. Use it for something else. Use it for some soup or something. And then you can just kind of drag down to the bottom of the potato like that to get a nice deep insert there. You can make sure you keep the integrity of the shape of the potato though, because you definitely want it to stay that way because it's really going to look good inside the potato. The culinary term for this is a potato boat. Alright, so we're going to take the curry mix now. We're going to place that inside. And don't be afraid to pile that thing up, because the dish is, of course, the chicken curry that's inside the sweet potato. And I think that's about as much as I'm going to get in there. Whoop. Had a little runaway there. Want that right on there. Great. I'm going to go ahead and take my scallions now and place those on top of the potato. Of course, you can see immediately that that green just really turns the plate on. And so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have one finishing touch. We're going to take our lime here. We're just going to squeeze our lime a little bit over the chicken with the green onions there and everything. And that is your finishing touch on a beautiful boat. This is the sweet potato chicken curry boat. Enjoy.